Hi, everyone. Welcome to Kaye's Favorite Things. And today is a work day at our house. We've been working outside, inside, running errands, doing all kinds of things. So we thought we'd go ahead and put some bread on so we could have it ready for our dinner. We want to show you how easy it is to cook bread. This is my Zojirusi bread machine that my husband bought me many, many years ago. And I've had it probably between 22 and 25 years. I don't know exactly how long, but I'd say it's closer to 23 and a half to 24. And this thing is a workhorse. I make bread all the time. I make rolls, I make pizza dough. I give bread as gifts and rolls as gifts all the time. I cannot tell you how many times I have used this thing, and it's still going strong. So I wonder sometimes if I'm going to get it out and it's not going to work. It's going to be a sad day then. But anyway, my husband ordered this, and I think he got it from Amazon many, many years ago. And the keypad right here is simple to use. You select your course. You can, if you mess up, you can reset it. It's got a timer. It's got basic, quick, wheat, and dough cycles, light, medium, and dark, jam, cake, sandwich. It's very, very simple to use. That's a good thing about it. And this little pan just pops out. And you've got your paddles there. I don't know if you can see that or not, but they pop in and out. Sorry, it's kind of loud. But these pop in and out, and you can wash them very easily. And it's nice to have two paddles. Now, I don't ever bake my bread in this. I just don't like it as well. I always just usually do the dough cycle. Now, you can do however you want. It also comes with a little cookbook, and I have used this multiple times, and it's got a lot of really good recipes in here. You can make cinnamon rolls, and I've done that, but you can see this is the page that I've used the most. And there's all kinds of things you can do. You can also do breadsticks. You can do pretzels. You can do cake. You can do, it says jam. I've never done anything like that. You can do pound cake, chocolate cake, sandwich bread, all kinds of things. Today, we're just going to do a regular loaf of bread, and we'll show you how easy it is to make your own homemade bread. Okay, we're back. We've got all of our ingredients here. We're just going to show you how easy this is to do. We've got a cup of water. We have a half a stick of butter, and I like to use real butter, not margarine. We've got 3 1/4 cups of bread flour, and this bread flour comes from Sam's in the big 25-pound bags. If I don't have that, I like to get the King Arthur flour. It's really the best. This is dry milk, and there's 3 tablespoons. This is sugar. There's 3 tablespoons of this. This recipe calls for 4, but I usually use 3. And 1 teaspoon of salt and 1 1/4 teaspoon of yeast. So let's go ahead and put this together. Get our water here. We're going to add that. And I add my egg. And that water is just plain water. It's not cold. It's not, anything like anything. It's just from the faucet. Okay, let's add our butter. Now we're going to add our flour. Okay, we got that. Let's add our powdered milk, our sugar. And this is pink Himalayan salt. I really do like it. It's one of my favorite salts, and that's what I use most of the time. And if you want to cut down the salt, you can. That's about how much I use, a little bit less than a teaspoon. After you do this a few times, you'll kind of get used to it, and you can do whatever you like. Now, this yeast, this has been in my freezer, and it got hid at the back of my big freezer somehow, and it's out of date. but I keep it in the freezer all the time and it's fine. So let's go ahead and add that. And now we're going to turn it on, select course, and we're going to go to 45 to dough cycle, and we're going to start it. And then it rests a little bit, and it'll start up in a minute. We'll come back and show you what the dough looks like. I've got a little extra flour here. You know, you can use the exact ingredients that you use, but some days it needs a little tiny bit more flour. And that's why I always get a little bit extra out. Plus, I need a little extra out when I get the dough out and I start to braid it and work with it. I need a little bit of flour to go into that so it won't be so sticky. So I'll come back in a minute and I'll show you how it looks once it gets going. Okay, we're back, and this dough cycle goes for 45 minutes, and we're at 34 minutes. And I usually try to check it around 35. As you can see, it sticks to my finger. So there's not enough flour in there. You need to add a little bit more, and it's also sticking to the sides. So you want to put a tiny bit more flour in there. Just sprinkle some on top. Close it. Let it knead some more. And when you open the lid to this machine, it totally stops. And there's a little window here where you can see. You can't see that well, but the newer models have a much bigger window. And so whenever mine goes out and I get a new one, I'll be able to see a lot better. Well, let's check on it. Let's raise it up. That's better. See, it's not sticking to my finger now. That's all we need. So we're going to leave it alone until it's finished. It's at 33, so we've got 33 minutes to go, and we'll be back. Okay, as you can see, our bread dough is ready, and what I usually do after it's ready, I sprinkle a little bit of flour on the top, and I kind of get my bread, pull it up out of there, and get your paddles out. And we're going to put this on the countertop, and we'll bring you back and I'll show you what I'm going to do with it. Okay, we've dumped it out on the counter. I put a little bit of flour out, and you don't really have to knead it or anything. You just kind of get it out, kind of even it up a little bit, as good as you can. And the way I do it is I cut it. It doesn't have to be exact. This is just for us. So, you just do it however you want to do it. And then I start working it because I'm going to braid this. And like I say, it doesn't have to be perfect. It still tastes good when you get finished. And this dough is so easy to work with. It's so simple. Making this bread is easy. And even easier is if you want to make rolls out of this. And you just get you a muffin tin or you just roll them out and make you some muffins. Some roll muffins. And you can roll this if you'd rather do that. I've done that. It needs to be a little bit longer than that. Just stretch them out. You want them all about the same length. About like that. Okay. Get them around here. That one needs to be longer. And you braid them. You just keep going. This is really quick. It's easy. Flip it around and get this side. Kind of make it look even. Dust the flour off of it. You get your pan over here. You pick that up and put it in your pan. Scoop that flour out of the way so my pan doesn't get it all over it. Now you're going to let this rise. And I usually let it rise about 15, 20, 30 minutes. I cover it, set it on my stove. I'm heating my stove at 350, and we'll be back in a minute, and we're going to cook it. Okay, we're back, and our bread is ready. We had this in an oven. It was 350 for 30 minutes. Sometimes it takes about 35 minutes, but today it was just 30 minutes. And what I like to do is get a little pat of butter and just kind of brush it over the bread really good. And get it coated good and make it look nice and pretty. And there you have it. That's how easy it is. And we're going to have this with our meal tonight. We're going to fix a little something else along with it. We may video that too for you, so we'll see. What we like to use on this, my husband's favorite is the Land O'Lakes. Let me turn it around so you can see it. Land O'Lakes. This is the olive oil and sea salt, and that's his favorite butter to put on top. And my favorite butter is the Kaye Gold. And it's probably the best, of course. But anyway, you can try both of those and see if you like it. But if you want to, try this. This is so simple. And if you've got a bread machine, you really should do it. And it tastes so much better to me if you cook it in the oven instead of cooking it in the machine. So try that also. And if you don't have a bread machine, a lot of times somebody in your family will have one that they're not using. So borrow theirs and try this and see if you like it. And you may want to end up getting you a bread machine. And you can even try cooking it in here, but I promise you it's going to be better in the oven. This pan that I use, I love this pan. I got it from Amazon. I can't even remember the name of this pan, but this silicone, nothing sticks to it. You don't have to spray it. You might want to try to get you one of those, and I'll put a link down below so you can see where to get this pan and this silicone mat, and it comes together as a set. This little tea towel that I use whenever my bread rises is from my granny who has passed away, and it was from her mother who was my great-granny, and so I like to keep this. It's really old, but I love to use it, and every time I use it I think about her, so it's one of my favorite things also. And this was from my husband's mother. As you can see, it's pretty worn out, but I just keep washing. I've got two of these. It's a little bitty hot mat that I use, but I love these little things, and you can't find them like this anymore. Whenever I use it, I think about her. So use your favorite things like I do, and every day when you use these things, it makes you think about that special person in your life. And I hope you enjoy this spread. And if you would, leave me a comment below if you make it and let me know how you like it. And we're going to see you in just a little bit because we're going to make some quick manicotti. So we'll see you in a minute. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.